As the football season draws to a close, the stakes are higher than ever. Key matches across Europe are not only shaping the final standings but also determining which clubs will secure coveted spots in prestigious tournaments like the UEFA Champions League, Europa League and Conference League for the upcoming season. The implications of these results are far-reaching, with not only bragging rights at stake but also significant financial rewards and status in the footballing hierarchy. In the Premier League, the race for European qualification is particularly intense. Currently, up to 10 clubs are vying for a place in Europe for the 2025-26 season. The top 5 teams in the league will earn spots in the Champions League, while the 6th-place team is projected to secure a Europa League berth. With Crystal Palace's recent FA Cup victory, they have automatically qualified for the Europa League group stage, marking a significant achievement for the club. As Joe Prince-Wright from Yahoo Sports reported, Chelsea, heavily favoured to win the Conference League against Real Betis, could further complicate the European landscape, particularly for clubs finishing in mid-table positions. Chelsea's potential European success could lead to a situation where they both qualify for a higher-tier competition and simultaneously affect the qualifications of other teams. For instance, if Chelsea wins the Conference League but finishes in 6th place, they could still qualify for the Europa League, which would then impact the Conference League slots available to other clubs. This dynamic illustrates the intricate web of possibilities that can unfold in the final weeks of the season. Meanwhile, in the Bundesliga, Eintracht Frankfurt has made headlines by securing their first-ever qualification for the UEFA Champions League through their league standings. Their impressive 3-1 victory against Freiburg solidified their third-place finish, an outstanding result for a team that has shown remarkable resilience throughout the season. "This team has an incredible character," remarked board member Markus Krosch, highlighting the club's journey. Head coach Dino Topmöller expressed immense pride in his young squad, stating, "What they've achieved is outstanding. We all wanted to bring this wonderful club into the Champions League." Frankfurt's record of 17 league wins this season not only clinches their Champions League spot but also sets a new benchmark for the club's performance in the Bundesliga. The last time Frankfurt finished in such a high position was during the 1992-93 season, making this achievement even more significant. Their previous appearance in the Champions League was by virtue of winning the Europa League, where they reached the round of 16 before being ousted by Napoli. As clubs across Europe finalize their positions, the upcoming weeks promise to be thrilling. With the Champions League and domestic cup finals approaching, every match carries weight and the outcomes will shape the landscape of European football for the next season. Fans and analysts alike are keenly observing how these competitions will unfold, with the potential for surprises lingering around every corner. As the race for European qualification intensifies, one thing is for certain: the drama of football is far from over, and the next season is poised to be as exhilarating as ever. As the 2024-25 Premier League season approaches its climax, the financial stakes are higher than ever for the 20 clubs competing at the top level of English football. With Championship Sunday looming on May 25, teams are not only vying for glory on the pitch but also for lucrative prize money tied to their final standings. This year, the stakes are particularly pronounced as clubs anticipate their annual payouts from the league's broadcasting deals and other revenue streams, which can significantly impact their financial health and future planning. Last season, the disparity in earnings among Premier League clubs was stark. The champions Manchester City walked away with a staggering £175.9 million, $228 million, while the last-placed Sheffield United received just £109.7 million, $142.2 million. These figures reflect the merit-based payment structure that the Premier League employs, incentivizing teams to finish higher in the standings. The merit payments decrease by £2.8 million, $3.6 million for each position lower down the table. For instance, Manchester City secured £56.4 million, $73.1 million for their title win, underscoring the financial benefits of success. In addition to merit payments, clubs benefit from broadcasting rights, which accounted for a substantial portion of their revenues. In the 2023-24 season, each club received £31.2 million, $40.4 million from domestic rights and £55.7 million, $72.2 million from international rights, resulting in an average income of £86.7 million, $112.4 million from broadcasting. Furthermore, additional revenues are accrued based on individual broadcasting exposure. Arsenal, for example, received £26.9 million, $34.9 million for being televised the most times, while Burnley garnered just £9.3 million, $12.1 million for the fewest appearances. As clubs gear up for the final matches, the battle for European qualification intensifies. The top 5 teams in the Premier League secure spots in next season's UEFA Champions League, while the 6th-place team, along with the FA Cup winner, qualifies for the UEFA Europa League. Currently, teams like Arsenal, Newcastle United, and Chelsea are in contention for these lucrative positions. Notably, Crystal Palace's recent FA Cup victory has already guaranteed them a place in the Europa League, which adds another layer of complexity to the final standings. The implications of these financial dynamics are profound. Clubs that secure higher positions not only gain immediate financial rewards but also enhance their attractiveness to potential signings and sponsors. The ongoing success of clubs like Manchester City demonstrates how financial muscle can translate into on-field success, creating a cycle where winning breeds more winning. However, this season's race for European qualification has not been without its complications. The unique structure of the Premier League means that teams must navigate a complex web of league positions and cup outcomes, which can dramatically alter their financial landscapes. For example, if Chelsea were to win the Europa League while finishing outside the top 5, they would still qualify for the Champions League, but that would mean a potential loss of an additional Europa League spot for another team. As the season draws to a close, the focus will shift not only to who wins the title but also to which clubs can secure their financial futures through smart play both on and off the pitch. The financial stakes in the Premier League are ever increasing, and the impact of this season's results will resonate long into the future, shaping the strategies and ambitions of clubs across the league. With the final match days fast approaching, the excitement is palpable, not just for the football being played but for the financial fates that await each club as they conclude what has been a thrilling season. As the Serie A season reaches its climax, the stakes couldn't be higher for teams vying for European qualification and the prestigious Scudetto. This weekend's fixtures promise to be both thrilling and pivotal, particularly with Inter Milan and Napoli's title race heating up amidst logistical challenges. Meanwhile, Genoa and Atalanta gear up for their encounter with a celebratory mood, albeit without the pressure of relegation or championship implications. Scheduled for tonight at the Stadio Luigi Ferraris, the match between Genoa and Atalanta kicks off at 19:45 UK time. While Atalanta secured a top 4 finish last week, guaranteeing their Champions League spot for the next season, Genoa finds themselves comfortably mid-table, allowing both teams to approach the match with a sense of freedom and enjoyment. This fixture stands out as the only non-decisive game in Serie A's Week 37, where all other matches will unfold simultaneously on Sunday evening, ensuring fairness in the title race and relegation battles. In a contrasting narrative, the focus shifts to the title race, where Inter Milan and Napoli are locked in a fierce contest. However, complications have arisen as the two clubs struggle to agree on kickoff dates for their respective final matches and a potential playoff should they end the season level on points. According to reports from La Repubblica, a compromise is essential as Inter and Napoli attempt to navigate their schedules for the closing games of the season. The league's recent rule change stipulates that if teams finish on equal points, a playoff will determine the champion rather than relying on head-to-head records or goal difference. Currently, with just a point separating Inter and Napoli, the prospect of a playoff looms large. Inter coach Simone Inzaghi faces the dual challenge of managing the title race while preparing for the Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain on May 31st. Therefore, Inter's preference to advance their final match against Como to create space for a playoff on May 25 is understandable. However, Napoli is reluctant to have their title celebrations occur midweek, complicating negotiations further.
As the weekend unfolds, AC Milan also finds themselves in a precarious position.
Having recently experienced disappointment in the Coppa Italia final, their upcoming clash against Roma at the Stadio Olimpico brings both challenge and opportunity.
Milan's coach Sergio Conceição faces an injury crisis that could force tactical adjustments.
With key players like Theo Hernandez and Kyle Walker unavailable, the Rossoneri must rely on their remaining squad depth to secure a result against a revitalized Roma.
Roma,
under the guidance of Claudio Ranieri, has experienced a resurgence marked by an impressive unbeaten streak of 19 league matches. The return of Ranieri has injected new life into the squad, with the team now eyeing a potential top 4 finish. As they prepare to face Milan, the anticipation is palpable, especially given the historical rivalry between the two clubs. This matchup promises to be a tightly contested affair, reflecting the stakes on both sides. With the Serie A season entering its final stretch, the outcomes of this weekend's matches could have profound implications for the teams involved.
As Genoa and Atalanta celebrate in a match devoid of pressure, Napoli and Inter's title saga continues to unfold, while AC Milan seeks redemption against a formidable Roma side.
The coming days will not only determine the fate of the Scudetto but may also set the stage for dramatic playoff scenarios, ensuring that the excitement of Serie A remains at its peak as the season draws to a close. With only a few matches left, fans can expect more twists and turns as clubs fight for their respective goals both on and off the pitch.